Well, good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, November 8th. We only have one birthday today. Today is Lydia Gunther's birthday. So Lydia, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lydia. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great, great birthday today. No anniversaries that anybody told me about. And Lydia, you're the only one that let me know it was your birthday. So there you go. I'm almost done with my book. I really, really enjoy this book. I'll show it to you. What did I do with it? Where did I put it? Oh my goodness. I was reading it last night. Oh, here it is. I'm almost done. I only got 40 pages left to read. I was falling asleep last night. I had to finish reading it today. Because our book club is tomorrow. So it is The Bookwoman's Daughter by Kim Michelle Richardson. And of the 3 books that this book club has picked, I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I really am. I didn't read the prequel because I didn't think I'd have time. I might even read it still. This is the prequel. But I wanted to make sure I got that done because our book club meeting is tomorrow. So it's very interesting and I'm really enjoying the book. I really am. I was talking to Denise earlier today, and the next book for next month, I forget the name of it. It doesn't sound interesting to me at all. No, I think I already erased the email. And they don't think they have enough copies, so I won't know till I go there tomorrow to find out or not. So if they have a copy, that means I'm going to the December book club meeting. But if they don't, that's my sign that I'm not going back. They don't really read the books that I like. There's another library over here that's closer to my house that it seems like it's more in the genre that I read, so I might start up that in January. I don't really want to not go next month because the email said that next month is their Christmas month and everybody should bring a book, their favorite book, and wrap it. They don't have to go out and buy a book. It's just going to be a book you have around the house. I have tons of books around the house that I could donate or send as a gift. So I don't know. So I'm not going to go to my meeting tomorrow because I'm like my Weight Watchers meeting because I'm going to go to my book club. And then I wanted you to pray for Karen Owens. Karen is going for surgery tomorrow, so I would like everybody to say some prayers that she has this successful and safe surgery tomorrow. And my pal, Nancy Chiampe, she's on her way traveling down to see her son in Texas. She hasn't seen him since last Christmas, so we want to wish her safe travels. So if you could think of her in your prayers, I would appreciate that too. Tomorrow's the finale of Big Brother. Hate to tell you, spoiler alert, since I watch all the regular feeds. I already told you Matt won the first HOH. I don't know. I won't tell you who won the second one, although I know. And then those two will go against each other tomorrow night. So one of them obviously will be in the final 2, and the other one will, or maybe they'll both be in the final 2. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm not going to ruin it for you. When I watched the recap show last night, which I don't like the recaps, I cannot tell you how much I just do not feel that Bowie Jane deserves to be in the final 3. Nothing against the woman, but she annoys me. She just really annoys me. And I mean, I know she can't help it. It's because of the shape of her mouth, but she's always smiling. And even when they showed scenes when she was crying, she was still smiling. It was like an ugly cry because she was like, like that kind of an evil. It was like evil almost. But, I don't want her to win. I just don't want her to win. But she's in the final 3, so I got to give her credit. She floated all the way to the top. So, and if that's your strategy, you deserve to be in the final 3 is my thought. If people are going to let you float right to the end, more power to you. But I don't know. I think the fact that she calls everybody out for being liars and then she's lying about her age. She's like 46 and she's telling everybody she's 32. How can they not look at her and know? And even all these stupid hairdos that she wears that are like a teenager would wear, all the more draws attention to the fact that you're old. There's nothing worse, in my opinion, that someone that is old, that tries to dress and act young, thinking that just because they do that they fool people. I am not saying that just because you're 50, you have to act like you're 50. But, you know, you can have a young spirit about you. I don't know how to put that. You can have like a young spirit, but you don't have to act like a teenager. You don't have to be your age. Because you know what is so funny, because I look at people that are around my age And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, they look every bit of that. And then I don't think of myself as looking like I'm 73. So when people stop and help me, because like, oh, look at, let's help the little grandma, or not little, because I'm not little, but let's help the grandma along. I always think, I should be holding the door for you. And then they're looking at me like, oh, poor honey, you know, let me hold the door for you, you sweet old lady. You know, so it's all in your perception. Everything in your life is about your perception. I understand that. So Jim and I got up this morning. We went to the post office to do our passports, and we were misinformed because when we picked up the applications, they told us that they're a little bit backlogged and it would take 5 to 7 months. We're leaving on April 30th to fly into Vancouver because our boat leaves on May 1st. And so I thought that's kind of pushing it kind of close, hoping, because we've never had a passport. We have an enhanced license, and everything I read online said that you can go from Canada, the United States to Canada with an enhanced license. I just don't want to take any chances. So Jim and I both decided we wanted to get a passport. So we went and filled out all the applications. We had them I just had them take our picture rather than go to a photo studio and get a picture taken. I figured in the long run it's going to be the same amount of money. Oh my gosh, was I in for sticker shock? Because then we decided we just wanted to get an expedited one just to make sure that we get it quicker. Because they said yesterday they told us an expedited one takes 1 to 3 months, whereas the regular passport took 5 to 7 months. So we said that we wanted the expedited one. We filled out all the paperwork, and then she says it was $484. What? I was like in sticker shock. I only brought $300 thinking I was going to get change because I brought $300 in cash because they don't take a debit card and they don't take a credit card. Well, the government just doesn't trust you, does it? It really doesn't. So I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go to the bank. And so she said, well, you can buy a money order from the bank, from us. So I had to pay for a money order, which I don't even know how much that was. It was probably $3 or $4, maybe even $5. And so then we got all that. And I said, well, how long is the expedited one? She says, oh, 3 to 5 weeks. And I go, really? I says, well, how long is a regular one? And she says, 5 to 7 weeks. I said, well, they told us yesterday that it was the other way around, 3 to 5 months or 5 to 7 months. And she said, well, I don't know who told you that. That's not right. So I thought, well, we probably could have got it cheaper. And I said, well, how much did we pay for the expedited one? And she said $60 each. So I said, oh. She says, well, we could start all over. And I don't even want to start all over. So I said, no, look at me. I got money to burn. I said, no, that's okay. So, and then they keep your birth certificate. And she says, what they do is they mail you your passport. And then after you get your passport, then the following week, they mail you back the original birth certificate. I went, okay, I don't know. They made copies of it and everything, but it's such a rigmarole to get your original, birth certificates. So I'll trust you on that. I don't know. But the reason it costs so much is because Jim and I have never had a regular passport. We got a book passport. Not that we're going to travel that much, but we just got the book passport, which is good for 10 years. And then because it's the first time we've ever got a passport, they charged you more for that. But it was a sticker shock, to say the least. And so then I got some good news because Jim and I have an account where we get money drawn off of a money market account that we get a monthly check that we use to pay for our bills and stuff, part of his retirement money. And we got a letter saying that we never cashed our June check. And they gave us the check number and all that. And I went online and I looked at my bank statement, and sure enough, I don't show that it was cashed. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to take my own word for it. So I called the bank, and the bank looked it up, and they said, no, that check was never cashed. So the only thing I can think of, it would have came, I don't do a direct deposit on that one because somehow when it was set up, it was so screwy. They would issue the check, I forget, I'm going to just pick up a day, I can't remember exactly. But they would issue the check on the 28th, and they would mail the check out. But then they would mail it to another location, and when that location got it, then they would direct deposit it into my checking account. So even though it was mailed on the 28th, sometimes I wouldn't get it till like the 10th or the 15th of the month because it was in the process of, if it got mailed here and it got held up in their mail room or whatever. So I said, just send me the check, because when they send me the check, then I just do an online deposit with my phone and I can get it all done. So the check, like if I get it sent on the 28th, it comes to me by the 30th, and so I can cash it. So that's why I always get a check. Well, the only thing I can think of is the week it would have come was the week we were on our trip to South Dakota. And I must have overlooked it when I was going through all my mail when I came back and didn't. Look at me, how much money I have that I didn't notice I was missing a check, a significant check. So anyway, now I filled out the forms and mailed it back that we didn't receive the check. So now I got a check for Christmas. That'll be my Christmas money, which I wasn't planning on. So money from the sky. But the basement. Let's get on to the basement issue. Yesterday, my idiot, or I shouldn't call him an idiot. What's his name? Anyway, the guy that handles my State Farm claims, he called me and he says, well, I talked to, Tori's manager and they're going to get this all resolved and I'll call you tomorrow and we'll see when your check will be issued. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I heard. So I said, okay, fine. I didn't even argue with him because I thought, what's the point? I'm never going to get this money. So then the manager calls me and like about 5 o'clock, it was close to 5 o'clock when she called me. And she says, well, I'm just trying to get this issue resolved, blah, 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 about your check. And I go, yeah, the check that I'll never receive. No, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And so then I explained, I says, I've been calling Tori since Thursday. I've left her at least 2 messages a day. Some days I've left her 3. She's never called me back. And it goes right to her voicemail. She doesn't pick up her phone, blah, blah, blah. And so she says, oh, well, let me call her and we'll get her on a 3-way call. And I says, okay, fine. Loved it. She got her voicemail. And so she said, well, I don't understand that. So then she's trying to hang up. She couldn't hang up. So then she says, well, okay, let me call you right back. And I said, okay. So then she called me right back. And she says, okay, let's try Tori again. I've told her that I'm going to be calling her and to put her on this 3-way call. So she'll connect right away. And I said, okay. Got her voicemail. I had such a joy. It kind of put the cherry on my day. It really was. It made me feel so good to think that, okay, now you see what we deal with. You're her manager and you can't get a hold of her. Even after you told her you were going to call her and put her on a 3-way call. And even then she doesn't answer. It still goes to voicemail. Loved it. So she says, let me hang up and let me get Tori on the line first and then I will call you back. And I says, okay, fine. I would say it was a good 10 minutes before she called me. I think she probably had to get up and walk over to Tori's desk and tell her, pick up the damn phone. But anyway, so then she called me back. And then Tori said, well, we're just going to issue you a digital payment. You'll get it right away. And so I'll send you all the information. And I said, I've already filled out all the information. I filled that out last Tuesday on Halloween on the 31st. And she says, are you sure? And the manager says, well, let me check. And then she looks and she said, yes, Tori, she did fill it all out on the 31st. And so she said, oh, I don't see that on my end. And then they started doing their, technical talk, where to look and all that. So then she brings it up. She says, oh, yes, now I see it. And I said, as far as I know, all I'm waiting for you is just to hit the button that says it's okay for me to receive the check. And so she said, okay. And I said, at this point, just mail me the check. She said, no, we want to get you the check today. We want to issue the check today. You've done all of the steps you're supposed to do. Let's just continue on and we'll fix it. And I said, okay, fine. So then she's trying to do all of that. And so she said, okay, we're all set. And I go, wait a minute. What do you mean we're all set? She says, well, I sent you an email so that you can finish the process. And I said, will you stay on the phone while we finish the process while I do the email with you on the phone? The manager, and Tori says, well, it's very easy to follow. And then her manager says, no, Tori, we will walk Mrs. Carrico through the process. So she says, okay, fine. Well, I know it was time for her to go home, but I thought, I don't really care. You could have went home if you would have sent me this check last week. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Anyway, so the email comes through. I said, okay, I have the email. And so as I'm doing it, I said, okay, it says to push on this. I'm pressing on this. And so I did that. I said, now it's telling me to continue to this page. I'm continuing to this page. So I continue to that page. It says, okay, to verify that this is the correct amount. Okay, I verified that this is the correct amount. I verified that, this is what I want to do. And yeah, okay. So she says, now on the next page, it'll tell you how you want it to be issued. I said, there's no next page. She says, what do you mean there's no next page? I said, there's no next page that tells me how I want the check, whether I want it direct deposit or regular mail. And so the manager says, are you quite sure? And I said, I can put you on a 3-way. I can give you the permission to go onto my email if you want. I said, or you can go onto the email and click on it and see what's going on. it's not letting me pick a payment. So she said, well, okay, let me check something. So she checked it and she come back and she says, you know, you're right. There's a glitch in the system. It's not going through. She says, how about if we just overnight you a check? I said, okay, so how are you going to overnight that? She says, well, we're going to overnight it. And I go, well, what I mean, is it a FedEx overnight? Is it a UPS overnight? Is it a regular U.S. mail overnight? She says, well, I don't know what it is. I just know it's overnight. So I says, overnight, does that mean like overnight tomorrow before 5 o'clock, tomorrow night before the sun goes down, tomorrow night before I go to bed? She says, well, it'll be tomorrow. Overnight usually means you get it in the morning. And she says, but I don't know how it's going to be delivered. So I said, okay, fine. She says, but you will get it tomorrow. And I said, well, we both know I'm not going to get it tomorrow. I said, I don't want to be like a jinx in this and that, but there's no way this check, all of this rigmarole, there's no way it's not coming through. She says, oh, it'll be there by noon. I said, okay. No check. No check. Looked in the mailbox. I looked outside. I looked in the bushes. I looked behind the planter boxes. I looked anywhere that they might have put it. No check. No check. I just think I'm destined not to get this money. I just not. And then my agent calls me. That was the word I was trying to think of before. He calls me. He says, well, we got it all resolved. Your check is in the mail. And I go, yeah, I've heard that one before. He says, well, if you have any problems, just call me. And I go, yeah, hopefully I don't catch you in a meeting. And I hung up. I'm just like, I'm trying to be optimistic about this, but I guess I'm more of a pessimist at this point. And I don't think I have a pessimistic attitude about everything in life in general. But basement is just, it's just driving me crazy. It's just driving me crazy. So when I get done here, I'm going to be trying once again to get a hold of Tori, because I kept all of the emails. I kept all of that stuff because I just know that this is just something, unless I keep on them, it's not going to happen. I'm just not. But I had a good day today. I had some pancakes for breakfast. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. I think I'm just going to have, the pancakes kind of filled me up for breakfast. I'd rather eat my bigger meal earlier in the day, because then I can eat light later on. The other day when I made hamburgers, I had made 2 extra hamburgers. And so Jim had one yesterday. He'll probably just reheat the other one tonight and have that. And then finish my book. I guess that'll be it. I'm feeling a lot more positive than I did yesterday. I was just in a funk yesterday. I think with all the issues of the basement. Now I just find it to be a joke. To me, it's just a joke at this point. I'm taking it very lightheartedly, I guess, because it's just, if I get the money, I get the money. If I don't, I don't. So I'm going to get the money. Let's be perfectly clear. I'm going to get the money. But it might take a little while. So anyway, I guess that's it. Yeah. I'm staying positive. I really am. I know it probably yesterday didn't sound like it. It sounded like I was kind of giving up and stuff like that. And, you know, we all have days like that. Yesterday was my day. But feeling more optimistic today. Feeling better about my choices in life. And I know I said I was going to buy a recumbent bike. And as much as I hate walking on a treadmill, I'm thinking I might want to get a treadmill, because I think that Jim would be more likely to walk on a treadmill. He starts his cardiac rehab next week, so I'm going to see what they advise as far as which one would be better for him. Because I know he'd get on it if we had it. And that's it. That's going to catch up on some videos. I'm behind again. Finish my book. Watch my Survivor and my Amazing Race tonight. Yep, that's about it. Go to my book club meeting tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe, and share in the meantime. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.